Ed Slott, let's talk about your 5 biggest retirement mistakes. And the interesting thing is that none of them have to do with investing. The first one is not maximizing your retirement contributions. So you got to pay in, right?
Right. People say, oh, I don't have enough. Well, you got to put it in there, and there are ways to do it. For example, people who are at high risk, 50 or over, because they haven't saved enough, should be taking advantage of catch-up contributions. For an IRA, you can put in an extra $1,000. For a 401k, you could put in an extra $6,000 a year. Also, people are not taking advantage, married couples, of spousal contributions. If the spouse doesn't work, spouse can still do an IRA, the non-working spouse, based on the working spouse's income. And for Roth IRA contributions, you can still contribute if you have the earnings, wages or self-employment income, even after 70 and a half if you're still working. You can't do that with a traditional IRA. So there are just a few ways to pile it on and put more in.
Next big mistake, retiring too early, as well as taking Social Security too soon.
Yeah, that's a chain reaction, but it can work in your favor. The longer you work, obviously, the more money you're going to create, so the less money you'll need for a shorter time. Also, the longer you work, the more you can put in a retirement account or a Roth IRA. And if you have more of that, you can defer taking Social Security. And the longer you wait on Social Security, the more you'll have. Every month you delay Social Security up until 70, where it makes no difference, you'll get a bigger check for the rest of your life. So keep working, keep contributing to an IRA or Roth IRA, and delay Social Security, if you can, till 70.
Another place where people screw up is when they take their minimum distributions. These are required. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's confusing because people are 70 and a half, and all of a sudden it goes the other way. You're accumulating, building and building, and then the train stops and the government says, basically, we're sick and tired of waiting for you to drop dead. We want our money back. And you have to start taking it out, and people get confused. They don't take into account all their accounts. They might have 401ks and IRAs, or they take from the IRA to satisfy the 401k, which you can't do. Or you have a husband and wife, and they, in their mind, it's in the same tax return. So why don't I take from my wife's or my husband? You can't do that. The I in IRA stands for individual. And if you mess up a required minimum distribution or you don't take it, a 50% penalty on the amount you should have taken but didn't.
And don't screw up your rollover, right?
Right. There are new rules for 2015. When you move from IRA to IRA or Roth IRA to Roth IRA, you want to do it as a direct, often called trustee-to-trustee transfer, where you don't touch the money in between. Because if you do, the new once-per-year IRA rollover rules say you can only do that transfer if you take the money as a check to yourself once in 365 days for all your IRAs and all your Roth IRAs. And there's no fix for that. A lot of people are going to lose their IRAs over that rule. Also, when you separate from service, many people say, oh, just roll it over to an IRA, but you should explore all the options. There's the IRA rollover. Maybe some people want to keep it in their plan, move it to a new company plan, take a lump sum distribution, convert it to a Roth, or convert it to a Roth in a company plan. So you have to explore all your rollover options.
And then finally, another place where people screw up is they forget about taxes. Just because they're retired, they're in their golden years, you still got to be tax efficient, right?
That's right. Taxes are the single biggest factor that will separate people from their retirement dreams. And even though I love IRAs, they're terribly tax inefficient. They're infested, not invested, infested with taxes, and you got to cut that out as soon as you can. Leverage it into tax-free vehicles. Work towards a Roth conversion, moving to tax-free. If you can, put it in even into life insurance. Take it down. Yes, that means paying some tax now, but you're going to pay it later, maybe at higher rates and a higher balance. Maybe go to charity. If an IRA is a great asset to give to charity if you can. So the idea is pull it down now so you can get it out of taxable territory and move it into tax-free. If more of your money is in tax-free territory in retirement, you'll have more of it. The more you pay for taxes, the less you have for retirement.
Ed Slott, you're the best. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you for watching The Street.